If you're wanting to become a musical theater performer, then this video is going to give you an idea of how to get started. Hey, I'm Ashley Espinosa. I have an MFA in musical theater. I have spent my entire life and career in this industry, and I've helped hundreds of people just like yourself cultivate a career based on their definition of success. And I can't wait to help you gain the confidence and clarity you need to move forward in your career. So let's do this. The most important factor about this industry and about having a life, a career, whatever that may be to you, is going to be mindset. There's a place for everyone in musical theater. Everywhere from Broadway to off-Broadway to regional theater to community theater to college, there is literally a place for everyone. And I think a lot of times we start to define, success in this industry based upon Broadway or the major professional theaters that we hear and see about in the country. And truly, honestly, it really doesn't matter. What matters is the mindset of what type of work do you want to be doing in this industry? Do you want to make money? Is that important to you? Do you have other support jobs that are going to help you work through this industry? Do you want to do this as just a hobby and you love community theater in your area and you want to do that? The definition of success that you cultivate yourself depends upon how you want to be proactive in this industry. And that can be multiple things depending on you and where you are. So it really just takes you sitting down and thinking about, okay, how do I want to be involved in this industry? Is this like my go-to career? Like I am in this for the long run. I am going to New York, or I'm going to LA, or I'm going to Chicago, and I am going to do this thing all in? Or are you the person that right now you're like, I am going to focus on my training. I'm going to get that nailed down. And then the next steps for me are going to be working, professionally, either in non-union houses or union houses. And that's going to be my goal. It really, truly does depend on your boundaries and the type of work that you want to do and how you want this industry to work for you in your career, because there are many different avenues. But that mindset, I'm telling you, it's the number one way that I have sustained my career in this industry like my entire life. So after you have your mindset kind of in the right place, what types of work do you want to be doing? What types of stories do you want to tell? Do you want to be on cruise ships? Do you want to be on tour? Where do you want to be located? All of those things. The next step is training. Okay, so training is something that I think we talk about quite often, but we talk about it in just really one mindset of it costs a lot of money. And yeah, that is true. It does cost a lot of money. And a lot of people do go to college and get degrees for this. I'm one of those people, but that was just my path. My path was I have a BM in musical theater, so a bachelor's of music and musical theater. And I also have a master's of fine arts in musical theater. And I got those because I know that the right training for me was to be in a program that was going to guide me and say, here's the next class, here's the step-by-step. I needed that accountability, especially early on in my career. So how do you want to train for this industry? And we really are talking about singing, dancing, acting, also other things that you do really well. If you're a musician and you play an instrument, awesome. If you do acrobatics or gymnastics, awesome. Any other type of movement or dance you do, whatever is even based in your culture and your heritage, where you come from, that's fantastic. So we want to talk about training because you have to have, skills to do this job. Absolutely, 1,100%. The path that is for you is going to be different than it was for me. No matter what though, you need training in this industry. And really you do need consistent training. Now let me say something here. Training costs a lot of money. And you don't have to pay a lot of money to get really good training consistently. I want you to focus in on what type of access you have to training right now. That could even be you being a part of your community theater's shows. You're getting training on the job, right? You're getting training, whether you're getting, paid or not, you're getting training by actually, doing a musical, seeing what it's like, seeing if you like it, and then starting from that point. The next steps too would be to actually be in some type of program. So that is a college program or a community theater program. There are a lot of conservatory community colleges that have 2-year degrees that are just in musical theater, or going to a university, Or going and saying, I'm going to go to New York and I am going to create my own program. I'm going to take dance classes twice a week or 3 times a week, whatever it is. I'm going to take voice lessons and I'm going to get in some acting classes or get into like a studio. That works too. It really just depends upon what you have access to. If you're someone that's like, I don't have the money to even jump into all of that, the best thing you can do is go online and get involved. There are a lot of classes online that you can take. You can audit some, which means you can say, hey, I see you're doing classes. I'm not able to afford those classes yet, but I was wondering if I could audit your class and just kind of see what it's like. And that means you can sit in on the class, not participate, but kind of see if it's right for you. Great way also too to see if you can find a mentor or a coach or a teacher that kind of suits, your needs and what you're looking for right now. You can also turn on a YouTube video. There's a ton out there. And that's what I'm doing right now, is giving you free content so you can be a better performer and cultivate a career based on your definition of success in musical theater. Go on YouTube, find a video, do your own dance class in your room, get some scripts, work on some songs from shows. You can kind of do that in your own side training as well. But when you can, just look for what you have that's accessible to you and step by step, see how you can add on to up your training. Because honestly, that's where it starts. It starts with learning the skills, the techniques, the methods that work for you, and learning how to navigate this career so you have a long career that is healthy, both as a human and as an artist. I would love to know, what is the number one factor that is standing in your way from moving forward in your musical theater career journey? Let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and I'll comment back to you, respond. So the next step you're going to take in starting your career in musical theater and becoming a musical theater performer is to audition. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You've got training, you've got your mindset right. Now the next step is to audition. Auditioning is the thing that we do more than anything in this industry. We call it quite often, auditioning is our job, and it really truly is. Also, auditioning is a free class. Auditioning is literally a free dance class. It's literally a free singing class. It's a free moment for you to perform in somebody and maybe or may not get feedback, but it's free. I love auditioning. Yeah, they're nerve-wracking and yeah, there's a lot that can happen, but it's a great opportunity for you to try out your skills, to learn, to listen, to get over those nerves. But you have to show up. And it's as simple as that. Finding auditions and showing up to them and presenting the work that you have, showcasing your authenticity, the essence of who you are and the stories you want to tell, and then just seeing what happens. And it's never about getting the role. It's never about getting a show. It's about utilizing your ability, your skills, telling a story, and performing in that moment for those people that are sitting at the table. One of the biggest mistakes I think people make in this industry is they stop showing up to auditions. And once you kind of get out of that swing of auditions and going and showing up and learning, what do I need to work on? Where am I getting stuck in the audition process that's keeping me from booking a job? Once you get out of that kind of habit, it's really hard to get back into it. And I know we all went through a lot in 2020 and 2021. So jumpstarting this, it is hard. It truly, truly is. But there's so many ways that you can do that online now that kind of alleviate a little bit of the uncomfortableness because they're done by, self-tapes and online casting. Auditioning, that's the next step. And it's kind of the hardest, and it's kind of what keeps people from moving forward again. You just got to show up. Literally, you just got to show up to any audition in your area. You just got to go. And the best thing you can do is go to that audition for the free class, for the free training, right? But also to find out where you fit in this industry, where you fit in certain types of shows. What shows make you really happy? What shows, make you excited to be a part of those projects? And to say, my dancing is kind of the dance callback is where I'm getting hung up. So I need to go take some tap classes. So I'm going to focus on that, put my budget towards that, taking a tap class or two, or ask my friend that taps, and I'm going to work on that. But that's your next step, is to audition to do the next thing, which is to do a show. After you've got your mindset, your training, you're hitting auditions, you're figuring it out kind of as you go, your next step. And this is really, honestly, truly a big one here. And I think probably another reason, something you might comment in the description below, why the one thing that's holding you back is confidence. This is something we talk about consistently on a weekly, daily, almost basis. This industry, this job is extremely personal. It really is. And it's one of the few jobs where you have to show up and feel like you're being judged based upon your talent, yourself, your story, how you show vulnerability and emotions on stage, what you look like, how you dance, how you move. You're really, honestly, being judged based upon you. And that is really, really hard. And so the best thing you can do is discover in yourself what lights you up. What's your purpose? Why do you want to be on stage? Where does that come from? Where does that desire come from in the pit of your stomach where you're like, I want to do that thing on stage and it's really hard and it doesn't pay a lot of money and it is not consistent and it is not reliable and everybody's telling me not to do it. Been there, done that, experienced that, right? But I'm going to do it anyway because of that. What is that for you? If it's a hobby and you have a great 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever that is, I don't even know what those are anymore because I've never done them. But if you have that and it's your hobby and you do it on nights and weekends, I have a ton of friends that do that. Awesome. That's great. You just have to find out what it is about this industry that you love. Okay? Get your mindset right. And then have the confidence to say, this is how I want to navigate being a musical theater actor and performer. And you have to do that free of judgment of anyone else because it's really about you, your purpose, why you want to do this, and your definition of success in this industry. And for me, this started off when I was 5 years old. I was 5, my mom put me in dance classes. I loved every single second of it. And it started from that point. But honestly, I didn't do a musical until I was in college. Like my first year of college was my first musical. How insane is that I went to college and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but the only thing I could think of is to sing, dance, and act because I did it in high school, right? But we didn't have musicals where I went to high school. It was a small high school town in Oklahoma. We didn't do musicals, but I had done everything else. And so I was like, I want to do musicals. I love them. That's what I want to do. Never done one before, but I knew that it's something that was really deep in my soul. And that was the only thing I knew to do in my life at that time. But the purpose for me that I had to discover is it goes back to my childhood. And it was the bond that I had with my mom who passed away when I was much younger. It's what we did together, right? I took dance classes like every day. It was our thing. And that to me is really still why that's really still why I do this now. And it's what has kind of kept me going. And then eventually I had to discover how I could make a difference in this industry. And that was, I became a musical theater college professor after I got my MFA in this industry in musical theater. And then I became a mentor. And then I've coached for the last 10 years, focused in on acting in musical theater and careers, developing your career in musical theater. Like that was the culmination of what I wanted to do as someone in this industry who didn't have confidence for the longest time and didn't have anyone saying, do this, do that. Here's how you build a career in this industry. Here's how you have a business in this industry. I mean, no one teaches you those things. And I wanted to do that for people. I wanted to make it easier to be able to come to someone and say, hey, I don't understand what this thing is in this contract, or hey, I don't agents like what do I do? Or I'm having a really bad day. I'm having a really low. I just need someone to hold space for me. This thing happened. I want to talk about it. I need to work through it. And I'm not a psychologist, but sometimes it's just nice to have someone to listen, to say, I hear you, and to say, yeah, you're not alone. And here's what we can do moving forward. Here's what you can control. Let's work on this. And I'm not saying you have to be a teacher or a mentor or a professor or a coach or anything like that, but like, what lights you up about this industry? Why do you do it? Where does that come from? When you start focusing in on those feelings, that's going to build your confidence. So when you're not working for a while or you have a really low low, that's going to help you through those lows to get back to the high points of your career. I hope this was helpful for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.